On this week's Eagle News,
students review Bosco Sticks,
how you can help Kiera Miller with her NHS project,
Grand Valley's newest game show,
and the latest CrunchTime with Kellen and Logan. Hey GB, I'm Lexi Gonzales.
And I'm Charli Scharfenkamp. Let's get into the news.
There will be a GSA meeting in the library after school today at 2:45 p.m.
If you have any questions, reach out to Mrs. Rothmeyer or Mrs. Taylor.
Congratulations to GB Wrestling. Tanner Barker placed 6th and Drew Ascona placed 4th at state.
And Tevye Mua was Grand Valley's first female state champion.
Wow, that is so exciting. Congratulations to the GB Wrestling team.
Speaking of congratulations, swim and dive also came home with a medalist.
Yes, Maddie Rogers took home 4th place at the Missouri State Diving Championships.
And to keep on that topic, speech and debate brought home some hardware as well.
Congratulations to all.
FBLA competed in districts in February as well and brought home 12 medals.
Congratulations to Ava Lynn, Olivia Dixon, Braden Walter, McKenna Henry, and Hayden Hake, who will all be competing in the FBLA state competition in April.
And that's not all. The mock trial team also qualified for state.
And they will be traveling to St. Louis March 25th through the 27th to compete at state.
And finally, HOSA had 3 students that qualified for state.
Chelsea Gordon, Gabby Hallman, and Josh Publi will be traveling to Rolla for state competition.
If you see any of these students in the halls, wish them luck in their upcoming state competitions.
Congratulations to Ava Lynn, Mia Powell, Yumiko Chen, Andrew Gottman, and Reed Simpson for all placing at the recent DECA competition.
These qualifiers will be moving on to state later in March.
Impact GB wants to welcome anyone to join them every Wednesday morning in room 513.
If you have any questions, reach out to Mr. Byers.
Charlie, did you know that the first edition of The Talent is coming soon?
Yes, I did. Be sure to keep an eye out for it. It will be on the news rack outside of Mrs. Kennedy's classroom.
I'm so excited to see it in print.
Me too.
Now we have some upcoming events that you will want to mark your calendars for.
There will be an informational meeting on cheer tonight at 6 p.m.
If you have any questions, reach out to Mrs. Lang or Miss Stephenbren.
You will not want to miss STEM night.
STEM night is March 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. here at the high school.
And last upcoming event is the blood drive on March 9th.
If you have any questions, reach out to Addy Baumgartner or Mrs. Taylor.
Now let's move on to the stories. Lexi, do you like Bosco Sticks?
Sure, why?
Because if you do, you will enjoy this next story.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I love Bosco Sticks.
No.
They make me feel awesome. They make me feel powerful and like I can do everything in the world. They make me feel like I have superpowers.
They make me feel good. I really enjoy Bosco Sticks.
Bloated.
The cheese.
I like how they're warm. I would have to say, like, the cheese on the inside is just, like, you open it, it's so stretchy, it's just so gooey, it's just so good. Like, I just love Bosco Sticks.
Cheese. The like, the stretchy cheese.
Gotta go.
Wow, that was something. Next up is Kiera Miller's NHS project and how you can help.
Hi, this week I will be selling St. Patty's Day grams in the cafeteria for my NHS project. All of the proceeds will go towards the Ronald McDonald House, which provides housing and food to parents whose kids are in the NICU or PICU. So please come donate. Thank you.
Wow, that sounds like a great way to help others. Hey Lexi, do you think we should introduce Eagle Media's newest game show, Face Off in the Valley?
Yes, let us introduce you to our contestants.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me please. This whole world's confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows your tune. Then a little voice inside you.
Be prepared for the first episode coming soon.
Last but certainly not least, Kellen Logan with the latest episode of CrunchTime.
Welcome to this week's edition of CrunchTime. I'm Kellen Stevens here with
Logan Long.
This week we'll talk about the Super Bowl.
We're recapping the NBA trade deadline.
And the upcoming Daytona 500. The Super Bowl was pretty eventful. I mean, it came down to the last minutes. The Rams were able to defeat the Bengals 23-20. What were your biggest thoughts from this game?
Well, I mean, there wasn't really one standout player. Of course, they had to give the MVP to Cooper Kupp, but it was a great all-around performance from the Rams. Aaron Donald definitely could have deserved it just as much as Kupp.
Like, if any year was to have a co-MVP, I think this year.
Yeah.
Because both players completely took over on that last drive. I really thought it was a good game. There were some slow parts, but overall it was a pretty interesting Super Bowl, which could have gone either way. I mean, Aaron Donald just absolutely took over in the final minutes.
It was a great defensive battle. That the true tale was the offensive line for the Bengals once again.
I mean, the Bengals have something like $80 million to spend in free agency next year, and they still got a young wide receiver core. So I think they could do some serious damage if they figure it out.
All right, last week was the NBA trade deadline. We saw some little transactions here and there, but a big blockbuster trade between the Sixers and the Nets.
I mean, Ben Simmons had to be gone. He was being such a toxic person to the Sixers locker room, and James Harden to Philly is maybe what they need to take that next step.
Yeah, Simmons is a guy that you don't want in your organization if you're the Sixers, but in the Nets, you know, maybe it was a problem with the coaching. Maybe the Nets, he can turn it around, play with some superstars like KD and Kyrie. Maybe he can get it done.
I think it's absolutely crazy that Harden just got traded to the Nets just a couple years ago, and he's already on a new team. That big three lasted so short.
That big three, by the way, only played 16 games together. They were 13-3. 16 games together, that's how much.
I mean, everybody thought this was the next one, and
yeah,
they just absolutely blew it up. I mean, Kevin Durant and Kyrie are still there, but I think James Harden was that biggest piece there.
That'll be
other than KD, obviously.
That'll be one of the biggest what-ifs in recent NBA history, that super team.
The NBA is crazy where one guy just says he wants gone and he gets traded. It's absolutely crazy. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Daytona 500?
Well, I'm excited to see the guys take those cars out and beat them up, really. We haven't seen that. At the Coliseum, it was just an exhibition race. There wasn't much on the line.
I mean, there was a lot of emotion for an exhibition race. You can only imagine the Daytona 500, which is some of the biggest races that these guys will ever be in.
Yeah, I mean, the guys want to get a quick start to the season with the big points, with getting used to that next-gen car.
I think we could see some crazy wrecks, and I think whoever wins, it's going to be a good one and a close one.
Yeah, I think Kurt Busch is my big guy here.
With the new team?
He's racing for 2311 Racing, the co-owned team by Michael Jordan and fellow driver Denny Hamlin. I don't know. You just call him a name. I don't know.
It could be anybody. Last year we saw Michael McDowell win.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to pick against Kyle Larson. I mean, Chase Elliott's always a threat. Tyler Reddick ran really good before, but I'll just go with Kyle Larson, be the unpopular pick. Just picking the most basic guy, but I just can't bet against Larson and what he's done in the last couple of years.
And this Daytona 500 could see a upset very easily because of this new slate from the next gen.
And no one's really used to this next gen car, so
completely new.
Yeah.
Very exciting to see.
All right. Thank you for watching this week's edition of Crunch Time. I'll see you next week.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Starting next week is Spring Break Spirit Week.
Don't forget to wear your PJs on Monday. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Roses and Such and GB Muffler, for sponsoring this episode of GBTV.
That concludes this episode of Eagle News.
Make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms at GBHS Eagle Media.
And tune in next week for more news. I'm Lexi Gonzales.
And I'm Charli Scharfenkamp.
And we'll see you next week.
Have a great day, Eagles.